And we're back with some more Calgary Flames franchise mode. And this one we are going to do the year 12, I believe this is now. Year 12 simulation. And we're going to see if we can live up to last team's record. I doubt it with the amount of moves that we had to make and amount of players that we had to release, such as CJ Wolf, Henry Muse being the main two guys. But then we also had to trade Igumanov and Grieve. I can't see any possible way that this team is going to be better than last year's team. If it does, then I will just be at a loss for words at that point. But still, we should be more than capable enough of not only making the playoffs, but hopefully making a run for our 4th consecutive Stanley Cup and 6th Stanley Cup in 8 seasons. So with that, let's get right to it. Ooh, first major injury of the year. Mooney with the 2 to 3 month injury. Oh no, Antolovsky, 2 to 3 weeks. All right, that's not terrible. At least he'll be back for playoffs. All right, so we're basically at the trade deadline of year number 12 here, and really no reason to do anything. We're 52, 9, and 2, so we could pretty safely advance to the playoffs here. Doug Elfring with 86 points so far in 63 games played. He is just an absolute monster. Debut in 45 games played with a 921. Everything's looking pretty good right now. We'll check out the team stats quickly. But yeah, there shouldn't be any reason to worry here, as we're first in the league in scoring with a 4.41. First in the league in goals against with a 2.06. Power play, we're first in the league with a 29.1. That's new. This team's so good that we're even first in the league in the power play. That's for this team, that is quite the feat. Pelico's really the only place where we're not among the best in the league, and even then we're not bad. We're 82.7. So yeah, let's keep going. I'm not gonna break up the roster at this point in the season, even with the amount of re-signings that we do have to do with Glockner, Antolovsky, Pegamagbo. This team is undoubtedly going to go through a lot of change in the next year or two, just from the contracts that we're gonna have to sign with, like Pegamagbo, currently making 6 mil, wants 7.1 for 4 years. Antolovsky currently making 3.5, wants 6.2. Glockner currently making 4 mil, wants 10.2. Are you kidding me? Oh man, yeah, there's no way. We're not keeping this team together. This is probably the last year, in fact, that we're going to be able to run this roster the way it is, because this is not sustainable. Glockner for 4 mil at his skill level was honestly a ridiculous steal, so it makes sense that he wants more money now, because he's been consistently getting grades in the low 90s for defensive grades. And not to mention, he's got 45 points so far this year, so not only great defensively, but also capable of getting points too. But no matter what happens, we got to keep this guy around. Doug Elfring, he's got to stay. He is the heartbeat of this team, and he is a flame for life. So that being said, let's just advance to the playoffs. And we are at the end of the regular season now. We are, once again, a 64-win team. So we didn't manage to, of course, beat last year's record, but we tied our record of 2 seasons ago. Well, in fact, we were slightly better than 2 seasons ago, because we did get that additional point from overtime or shootout. And I'm pleased to announce that Doug Elfring is now 2nd all-time on the Calgary Flames scoring list with 863 points in 952 games played, only behind Iginla. And speaking of the man himself, a career high once again in not only goals, but total points. 63 goals and 116 points. This man just keeps getting better every season. It's honestly amazing to witness. He's at the tail end of his prime at this point. Some point soon, he's going to start regressing in physical ability, and he just keeps improving on his previous season's point totals. And all this while keeping a consistent level of defensive play, as we see by his defensive grade 78. And he's not even the best defensive forward on the team. You got Pegamagbo with an 89 defensive grade. I mean, this team, man, it's something incredible. It really is. As we take a look at the rest of the roster, Creech with 85 points. They got Jacques with 83, 71 for Pegamagbo and Henderson, 57 for Nielsen and Glockner, 53 for Antolovsky and Fast, 47 for Amirkanov and Hedquist, 46 for Meehan, 41 for Torika, 37 for Knight, 31 for Sheets, 29 for Vokac, 20 for Steele, 15 for Butler, 10 for Mooney, and 2 for Marshall. And then in goal, in 63 games played for Debut, you have 6 shutouts and a 916 save percentage. What I like to see. And then Pinch in 20 games played with 3 shutouts and a 911. So it's business as usual here in Calgary. There's really not much surprising about it at this point with how good we've been as of the past, how long has it been now? 8 years since we won our first cup. Team stats, goals for per game, first in the league with a 4.32. Goals against per game, also first in the league with a 2.18. Power play, still first in the league with 27.7. And penalty kill, we are 18th in the league with an 81%. So fell off towards the end there a little bit, but still shouldn't really be too much of an issue for this team. So I suppose we should see who we have in the first round of the playoffs. Who do I want to sign now? I mean, Glockner is going to cost. Now he's at 9.9 for 5 years and a no trade clause. I mean, he's a really important part of this team. So yeah, I got to do it. I'll start at 8.85. He probably won't accept this, but still got to start low with how many players we have to re-sign this year. All right, we're getting there. He's at 9.56 right now. Okay, so he's willing to come down quite a bit here. It looks like down to 9.28. I'll meet you at 9.15. There you go. That is a nice deal for Glockner. He was originally at 10.4, so that's a pretty good negotiating right there. As for Antolovsky, 27 years of age, and that's a good contract for him. 6.2 for 3 years. Pegamagabo, 7.6 for 3 years. It's looking like we're gonna have to move on from Sheets, unfortunately, this offseason. How much is he asking for? 7. Yeah, nah, not doing that. How about Mooney? 2.5 for 3 years. I mean, that's a good contract for him, but it's just a matter of, I don't think I want to spend that right now until I know for sure how much money we have going into the offseason, because you can guarantee that the Glockner signing alone is going to, at minimum, put us at the salary cap ceiling. If we sign anybody else, that includes Antolovsky, Pegamagabo, we're going to be way over the cap ceiling. Doug Elfring, finalist for the Hart, as expected. No Vezina finalist. Norris, he got Cody Glockner and Emil Jacques. The Calder, no one, because I don't think we really had any rookies this year. Executive of the Year, we're not up for it this year. That's fine. Selke, no one up for the Selke, really. I was at least expecting Pegamagabo or Elfring or Antolovsky, you know, one of the usual candidates for that. But apparently not. Lady Bing, no candidates for that. No candidates for the Mark Messier Leadership Award. Ted Lindsay, Doug Elfring is up for it, and the Jack Adams, Zach Fitzgerald is also up for that. All right, good. Glockner has signed just in time for the start of the playoffs, where we'll be facing the San Jose Sharks, who were 43, 33, and 6 during the regular season. So with that, let's get the series with San Jose underway. Game number 1 in Calgary. In game, we have a 7-2 victory. Shots were 66 to 23. Wow. I mean, this team just knows how to dominate. It's just this is a regular occurrence for us. 3 stars of the game: Meehan, Hedfist, and Antolovsky. First period, you have Shavaliev scoring first, but then it's Elfring from Hedquist and Antolovsky, and Amirkanov from Meehan and Creech to make it 2-1. Second period, you have Pegamagabo from Mooney and Creech, and then Fast from Creech and Henderson to make it 4-1. Casimir Walter makes it 4-2 for San Jose, but then a power play goal by Nielsen from Glockner and Pegamagabo makes it 5-2. And then in the third period, you have Fast from Hedquist and Antolovsky, and then Meehan from Torka makes it the 7-2 victory in game number 1. Here we go. Game number 2 will be a 5-0 victory. Shots were 42 to 24 in favor of Calgary Flames. 3 stars of the game: Creech, Amirkanov, and Pegamagabo. First period, no scoring. Second period, Pegamagabo from Torka and Henderson gets it started. Then you have Creech on the power play from Nielsen and Pegamagabo. And then Meehan from Creech and Amirkanov closes out the period. Heading into the third, up 3-0. Then you have Emil Jacques from Creech and Amirkanov to make it 4-0. And then Elfring from Nielsen and Steele to make it the 5-0 victory. Game number 3 in San Jose this time. We have a 3-0 victory. Shots are 52 to 20 in favor of Calgary Flames. 3 stars of the game: Henderson, Elfring, and Sheets. First period, no scoring once again. Second period, Glockner from Henderson and Jacques gets it started. Then the third period, Elfring from Henderson and Hedquist, and then Sheets from Butler and Steele gets us the 3-0 victory. All right, here we go. Elimination game 4 underway. And there's a goal right off the bat from Mark Simpson. So I believe that might actually be their first lead of the series, if I'm not mistaken. And the rest of the first goes by without a goal. So we're down 1-0. Artukin with the goal for San Jose puts them up 2-0. Going here. There it is. Elfring with the goal from Hedquist and Sheets gets our first goal of the game. But there's another one for San Jose. Lindbergh puts them up 3-1 as we head into the third period, down by 2. Come on, Calgary. Oh, man. Roberge with the goal. Don't like to see it. Come on, Calgary. Huge comeback here. Is it going to happen? No, I don't think so. So San Jose gets their game. They avoid the sweep. Well, let's hope that's all it is. Shots were 32 to 31, this time in favor of San Jose. 3 stars of the game: Cristoforo, Lindbergh, and Roberge. All right, Calgary, come on. Game number 5 now. On home ice. End it right here. Don't give them any hope. There it is. Brody Meehan with the goal from Elfring and Glockner. And there's another one. Pegamagabo from Creech and Knight puts us up by 2. And heading into the second period now, there's a goal for San Jose. Dixon with the goal. But there's another one from Meehan, his second goal of the game from Torka and Glockner. Puts us up by 2 once again. And that's the end of the second period. Heading to the third. Up by 2. Come on, Calgary. Hold this lead. There's another one. Elfring from Mooney gets us up by 3. And that'll be all she wrote for this series. We win in 5 games, and we are moving on to round number 2. Shots were only 24-21, really. In favor of Calgary Flames, 3 stars of the game, Glockner, Meehan, and Elfring. And we once again have the Battle of Alberta. The Edmonton Oilers is who we are facing in round number 2. They were 48, 25, and 9 during the regular season. Here we go. Game number 1 will be a 5-2 Calgary victory. Shots were 54-38 in favor of Calgary. 3 stars of the game, Glockner, Pegamagabo, and Debut with a 947 save percentage. So first period, you have Antolovsky with the goal from Pegamagabo and Henderson to make it 1-0. Then you have Pegamagabo on the power play from Glockner, and then Henderson from Pegamagabo and Fast to make it 3-0. Heading into the second period, where Lindner scores for Edmonton to make it 3-1. But then Elfring on the power play from Glockner and Nielsen makes it 4-1 heading into the third. And the third period, Jacques scores at 3 minutes from Steele and Glockner to make it 5-1. Ulbrich scores for Edmonton on the power play to make it 5-2. But way too little too late for them. And we are up 1-0 in the series. Here we go. Game number 2 will be a 4-3 Calgary Flames victory. Close game, but we still came out on top in the end. Shots were 47-36 in favor of your Calgary Flames. 3 stars of the game, Creech, Papanik, and Pegamagabo. First period, no scoring. Second period, Pegamagabo from Creech and Jacques gets us started. And then Ulbrich with a goal, gets it tied at 1. But then Creech from Henderson and Mooney, and then Butler from Meehan gets it to 3-1 heading into the third, where Olsen and Washington score, and that ties it at 3. But then Nielsen with the late power play marker from Pegamagabo and Creech makes it the 4-3 victory. Here we go. Game number 3 in Edmonton this time will be a 5-2 victory for your Calgary Flames. Shots of 42-23 in favor of Calgary. 3 stars of the game, Meehan, Amirkanov, and Henderson. First period, Amirkanov with a goal from Fast and Meehan. Then you have Meehan from Butler and Sheets to make it 2-0 heading into the second period, where Hedquist scores from Henderson to make it 3-0. And then Eriksson scores for Edmonton to make it 3-1. But then in the third period, Thero scores for Edmonton to make it an interesting game. But then Meehan from Henderson and Creech and Glockner from Pegamagabo and Jacques close out the game with a 5-2 victory. All right, here we go. Elimination game 4 once again. Can we close it out in game 4 this time? Oh, the first goal of the game for Edmonton. Eriksson with the goal. I'm up 1-0 halfway through the first. Oh, there's another one. Brad Peary, the goal for Edmonton, puts them up 2-0. So far in game 4s, it's not looking good for us at the moment, but hopefully we can rebound in the second period. And we're out shooting them, and they score 2 quick goals in succession. I don't even know who scored the previous one. I hit play too quickly as Papanik scores for Edmonton to make it 4-0. And there's our first goal of the game by Henderson from Pegamagabo to make it a 4-1 game. So we're going to need a real good third period to come back here. Let's hope we can do it. Come on, Calgary. All right. Elfring from Pegamagabo and Fast. Emile Jacques. Wait a minute. From Creech and Pegamagabo. We're down by 1 with 2:44 remaining. Nope, not quite. Not quite, unfortunately. Go 0 for 2 in game number 4s. Shots were 48-20, so we outplayed them by a pretty wide margin, but unfortunately they came out on top. They made their shots count. 3 stars of the game, Wheeler, Pegamagabo, and Eriksson. All right, got game 4 out of the way. Now it's time for game number 5. Let's take control and just end this series off here. Come on, Calgary. Oh no. Lindner for Edmonton gets them off to an early lead, but there's Braden Creech from Glockner and Fast gets us back tied. There you go, Vokac with a goal with his first of the playoffs from Nielsen. Makes it 2-1. But Thero for Edmonton makes it tied once again. And in the second period now, there it is. Hedquist with the second of the playoffs from Antolovsky and Elfring makes it a 3-2 lead for us. And Peary with the goal for them. So we are once again tied with the Edmonton Oilers heading into the third period. There it is. Pegamagabo from Creech and Henderson makes it the 4-3 lead for us. Come on, Calgary. There it is. We close it out. Not in convincing fashion. They did give us a bit of a run for our money there. Shots are 44-34 in favor of Calgary. 3 stars of the game, Pegamagabo, Thero, and Glockner. And we'll be facing the 46th, 35-1 Vegas Golden Knights in the Western Conference Finals. So here we go. Game number 1 versus Vegas will be a 4-0 Calgary Flames victory. Shots were 59-16. This team's really good. 3 stars of the game, Mooney, Fast, and Nielsen. First period, you have Meehan with a goal from Torka and Nielsen to make it 1-0, and then Jacques from Glockner to make it 2-0 late in the period. Second period, you have Fast from Mooney and Henderson, and then Butler from Mooney and Nielsen to make it 4-0, and of course, no scoring in the third. Here we go. Game number 2 will be a 5-1 Calgary Flames victory. Shots are 51-19 in favor of Calgary. 3 stars of the game, Steele, Vokac, and Meehan. First period, you have Vokac with the goal from Glockner and Nielsen to put us up 1-0, and then Auer with the goal on the power play for Vegas to make it tied at 1. Second period, Steele on the power play from Meehan and Hedqvist to make it 2-1. And then Meehan late in the period from Mirkanov and Butler to make it 3-1. Third period, Tim Knight from Vokac and Steele. And then Hedqvist from Mooney and Henderson makes it a 5-1 victory. Here we go. Game 3 in Vegas this time. 7-0 victory for your Calgary Flames. Shots are 54-20 in favor of Calgary. 3 stars of the game, Antolovsky, Elfring, and Hedqvist. First period, Hedqvist from Elfring and Antolovsky gets it started. Then not long after, you have Antolovsky from Jacques to make it 2-0. Antolovsky from Knight and Elfring to make it 3-0. Second period, Antolovsky with the hat trick from Elfring makes it 4-0. Antolovsky with another goal, so 4 goals for Antolovsky there from Elfring and Hedqvist to make it 5-0. Sheets from Creech, and then Torka from Meehan makes it the 7-0 victory. And game 4 against Vegas. Once again, an elimination game. Can we win it this time? Can we finally have a 4-game sweep here? Once again, we are scored on first in the game number 4 as Jake Ruika scores for Vegas to put them up 1-0. There's a goal for us. Tim Knight from Sheets and Amirkanov, but McCartney with the goal. I don't know what it is, but we appear to not be doing too well in game 4 so far. Vegas is up 2-1 heading into the second period. Come on, Calgary. Oh man, Paterick with the goal. The game 4 curse apparently for your Calgary Flames might be what's happening here, because so far it's really not looking like a time where our team shines. Torka with the goal from Meehan and Fast gets us within 1. Come on, Calgary. Oh man, Auer. Head in third period now. Come on, guys. Mizyagan with the goal. But yeah, game 4s really are not our thing this year, are they? That's really unfortunate. Mizyagan with another one. Yeah, and this one ends 6-2 in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights. Outshot us 40-36. 3 stars of the game, Mizyagan, Auer, and Rondeau. All right, here we go. Game number 5. Come on, Calgary. We've been here before. There it is. Amirkanov with the goal from Meehan, and Torka puts us up 1-0. And there's another one. Creech from Pegamagabo and Nielsen makes it 2-0. And second period now. And nothing in the second period. Come on, Calgary. Hold this lead. Give me one more, maybe. There it is. Cody Glockner from Creech and Antolovsky makes it the 3-0 lead midway through the third period. And it's looking pretty good. Rika scores for Vegas. Hold on. Fernandez for Vegas. Come on, Calgary. There it is. All right. We close out this series in 5 games, and we are once again headed to the Stanley Cup final. Bit of a scare there towards the end, but we did come out on top. Shots were 37-30 in favor of Calgary. 3 stars of the game, Amirkanov, Fernandez, and Meehan. And the Stanley Cup finals, we have the Washington Capitals once again. They are 48-20-14 on the regular season. I believe this is a rematch of, what year was it? Was it last year? Or I literally don't remember. Like, all these years of success have just blended together so much that I don't even remember who we faced in the Stanley Cup final last year. Here we go. Game number 1 against Washington. Underway, we have a 4-3 Calgary Flames victory. Shots were 57-36 in favor of your Calgary Flames. 3 stars of the game, Jacques, Waugh, and Elfring. First period, Elfring from Jacques and Antolovsky makes it 1-0. Then Pegamagabo from Henderson and Glockner. And then Waugh scores for Washington to make it 2-1. But then Pegamagabo on the power play late in the period from Creech makes it 3-1. Second period, Herga scores for Washington, makes it 3-2. Third period, Pastushko for Washington makes it 3-3. So we head into overtime where Doug Elfring, Captain Clutch, scores from Jacques to get us the 4-3 victory. Here we go. Game number 2 will be a 4-1 victory. Let's go, Calgary. Shots are 46-18 in favor of Calgary Flames. 3 stars of the game, Hedqvist, Elfring, and Fast. First period, Hedqvist from Mooney and Fast makes it 1-0. Second period, Tim Knight scores from Creech and Pegamagabo, makes it 2-0. Third period, Fast from Elfring and Mooney, and then Elfring from Glockner and Hedqvist wraps up the scoring for us. Duran scores for them late in the period, but doesn't matter. We win 4-1. All right, come on, Calgary. Game number 3, we have a 3-0 victory. Shots are 44-13 in favor of your Calgary Flames. 3 stars of the game, Meehan, Antolovsky, and Glockner. First period, no scoring. Second period, also no scoring. Third period, Meehan scores the first of the game from Antolovsky and Elfring. Then you have Amerikanov from Fast and Meehan, and then Glockner from Antolovsky makes it the 3-0 victory. And we once again take a 3-0 series lead in these playoffs. We have done that every single series. Obviously, we have also lost game 4 every single series so far, so hopefully that changes this time. Hopefully we can break the game 4 curse here and just end off the Stanley Cup Finals in convincing fashion and have our 6th Stanley Cup in 8 seasons. That is ridiculous. Come on, guys. You know what's on the line here. Play the way you know how. Except, you know, don't play the way you've been playing in previous game 4s. Try to change that. But besides that, just play your game. Come on, Calgary. There it is. Jonathan Hagkvist with the goal from Elfring, and Antolovsky makes it 1-0. There is another one. Glockner from Torka and Amerikanov makes it 2-0. And in the second period, up 2-0. Come on, Calgary. Give me one more here, and I'll feel pretty good about this. Oh, there's a goal for Nichols on Washington. Makes it 2-1. But there's a goal for Amerikanov from Mooney and Meehan. We're up by 2 once again. But there's one for LaRoque on Washington. Gets the deficit to 1 once again. And we're heading to the third period, up by 1. Come on, Calgary. Close this off. Nichols with the goal. His second of the game makes it 3-3. Come on, Calgary. Don't choke this game over. All right, we're going to overtime. The game 4 curse continues. And it looks like it won't be snapped during these playoffs at least. Bugeya with the goal gets Washington their first win of the Stanley Cup Finals. Shots for 37-34 in favor of Calgary. 3 stars of the game, LaRoque, Amerikanov, and Bugeya. All right, here we go. Game 5. So the thing that we can take comfort in here is that every series has gone the same way so far. We win the first 3, lose game 4, and then win game 5. So if this series isn't any different, which so far it's not looking like it, then we should have this game in the bag. Come on, Calgary. Game number 5, Stanley Cup in the building. Oh, there's a goal for Hergott of Washington. Puts them up 1-0. Come on, Calgary, fight back. LaRoque with a goal. Makes it 2-0. 3-0, LaRoque with another goal. Come on, guys. Oh, man, LaRoque with a hat trick. What is going on, Calgary? There's another one. Durant makes it 5-0. Yeah, that was quite an ugly game there. Shots with 33-22 in favor of Washington. 3 stars of the game, LaRoque with a hat trick, Jones and Lebedev. Come on, Calgary. Game number 6. Close it out now. Don't you dare push this to a game 7. Don't you dare push this to a game 7 after you went up 3-0. Come on. There it is. Hagkvist with the goal. Unassisted. Puts us up 1-0. But there's one for Roberts on Washington right after. All right, there you go. Amerikanov from Pegamagabo and Henderson puts us up by 1. There you go. Elfring with the goal from Pegamagabo puts us up by 2. Can always count on Elfring to come through in these situations. There you go. Sheets from Pegamagabo and Nielsen puts us up by 4-1. But now it's 5-1. Tim Knight scores from Amerikanov and Sheets. And we look to have this game not wrapped up as of yet, but we have a solid lead. I'm just going to say that just so we don't jinx anything here. Halfway through the third period, looking pretty good. No car with the goal. That's fine. As we get the goal by Meehan from Steele and Butler. And we once again, for the 6th time in 8 seasons, have won the Stanley Cup. My goodness gracious, Calgary. Shots are 28-19 in favor of Calgary Flames. 3 stars of the game, Amerikanov, Pegamagabo, and Sheets. This team is something else, man. I don't really know how to describe it. Championship number 7 for Calgary. They lost one in 2040, of course. Stanley Cup playoffs winning goal scored by Doug Elfring. And of course, most of the playoffs followed the same format, except for the finals where we lost 2 in a row, but we came back in game number 6 to win it all once again. Now comes the fun parts, the real fun parts. And by fun, of course, I mean the part that I've been dreading. Antolovsky, Pegamagabo, Torka, Pinch, Knight, Sheets. This team is going to get ripped apart during the offseason. This is going to be so bad. All right, so we actually do have quite a bit to work with, more than I thought anyway. We're only at 65 million for next season, so I suppose that does mean we could probably re-sign Antolovsky. Oh yeah, we could definitely re-sign Antolovsky. All right, he's down to 5.85, about 5.65. No, all right, 5.7. There it is. Pegamagabo wanted 7.1 for 4 years. You know, I'm going to take this one day at a time, one major signing at a time, just to make sure that we have enough cap going into the offseason. So Antolovsky re-signs. All right, what his finances looking like now? 71.1. I would like to sign Torka just because he's going to be pretty cheap, and that contract's going to be valuable. So I'm going to go 2.4 for 3 years. All right, 2.49. All right, I'll just meet you right there. 2.57. That works for me. Yeah, we're gonna have to release Sheets. There's no doubt about it. 7 point. No. No thanks. You can walk. I'm not breaking up Pegamagabo and the rest for a contract like that. So Jason Sheets will unfortunately be leaving us this offseason. Pegamagabo, I'm going to start at 6.1. He's making 6 mil currently. It doesn't look like he's going to budge much, unfortunately, though. He's at 6.95 for 4 years. Yeah, we're kind of far apart right now. I'll go to 6.45. All right, he's at 6.69. I'll take him down to 6.65. Okay. That works. It's not that much more than what he's making now, so I can live with it. Now, unfortunately, that does mean that we're going to be up probably around, I'm going to guess 80 mil in cap obligations for next season. Yeah, 80.4. How much does Pinch want? 1.4. I might sign him, and I mean, there's also Knight. He wants 3 mil, though. All right, so what I'll do, I'll auto-qualify Knight, I'll auto-qualify Pinch. Sheets is going to go. Mooney probably got to go, too. He wants 2.4 for 3 years. I mean, that's a good contract, like I said, but yeah, and he only played 32 games this past season anyway, so I'm not going to pay that contract for a player who only plays half the season. And then Amirkanov, 3.8, so yeah, I'm going to retain your rights as well. I'm going to auto-qualify. Ugera wants 1 mil for 2 years. I'll just auto-qualify you for right now until I know what the cap situation is looking like. We're probably not gonna have much, to be honest, but still better to retain his rights than not. Adine, 1.2 for 2 years. You can get released. It's a minor league contract, 23 years of age. Sure. All right, I'll sign Pinch because he was pretty good this past season and he wants a pretty cheap contract, so I'll give him 1.3 for 2 years. All right, I'll just give him what he wants. Doesn't look like he's budge much anyway. And with that, that should put us just at the cap ceiling, I believe. Yep, that puts us just over the cap ceiling, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to figure out something there. All right, awards time. For the Ted Lindsay, you have Pedro Castillo. For the Art Ross and the Maurice Richard, you have Doug Elfring, of course. The Lady Bing goes to Martin Stumple of Florida. The Bill Masterton goes to Bill Lievema. And the Mark Messier Leadership Award goes to Sam Dickinson of Anaheim. And the Jennings Trophy, once again, goes to Jeremy Debu. And for the heart between Castillo, Elfring, and Rausa, it seems like that's a yearly tradition at this point. Pedro Castillo, once again. I think he got it last year, too, didn't he? And the Conn Smythe goes to Alex Pegamagabo. Actually, that reminds me, we didn't even check. I got so caught up in the contract situation that I forgot to check out the stats for the playoffs. So we may as well do that now before the year changes over. Pegamagabo with 22 points. So, of course, we saw he won the Conn Smythe. Elfring with 20 points. Meehan and Creech with 19. 16 for Glockner. 15 for Henderson. 14 for Hedquist and Antolovsky. 12 for Amirkanov, 11 for Fast and Nielsen, just an all-around team effort here, it looks like. Jacques with 10, Mooney with 9, 8 for Torka, 7 for Sheets, Knight, Butler, and Steele with 6, and then 3 for Vokoch. And in goal, Debu in 21 games played with 5 shutouts and a .918 save percentage. Very nice. All right, back to the awards. For the Calder between Schmidt, Nigro, and Olsen is Nigro of Edmonton. For the Norris between Jacques, Castillo, and Glockner, so 2 out of 3 from your Calgary Flames. Emile Jacques with 83 points and 81 games played. For the Selke between Searcy, Laporte, and McDowell, it is Pierre-Luc Laporte of Toronto. And for the Vezina between Lopez, Buttiger, and Rob Ross, it is Harrison Buttiger of New York. Executive of the Year between McKenney, Raftis, and Riley, it is Raftis of Toronto. Jack Adams between Yurachuk, Fitzgerald, and Colleton. Come on, Fitzgerald is Yurachuk of Toronto. We got every positive category except Manager of the Year. That basically seems to be the yearly occurrence now. No negative categories. Longevity bonus of 11, bringing our total season score to 57, and total career score to 648. 11 available points. May as well just keep distributing those to the coaching ratings. All right, so we are on July 1st, meaning we are going to end this thing off here. And the next one, we are going to figure out our roster situation, as we now currently, I believe, only have 20 players on the roster, and we are over the salary cap. So we definitely do, I think, need to make a trade. It's just a matter of who. So with that, I'll leave you guys off here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.